Okay, is it on? Okay, welcome to another stream. This time it's spring and warm in the UK, so it's always good. I've enjoyed some sunshine outside. And now that I'm tired after a full day of work, I decided let's code a little bit more. Let's see how that goes. So we might not get fired, but I've got a few things planned for today. Well, actually, one thing that may involve multiple steps. There's more. Let's go. So I'm going to keep it brief. I might be interrupted today a few times, so let's see how far we can get. But I was looking for ideas for today, and I realized that whenever I want to do some of these streams, it requires some manual steps. Some of them are a bit boring, like for example updating the description of the live, which is pretty much the description of last week with some tweaks based on the topic. And there's a few other things, but I thought, why not automate those and automate that during the stream? So maybe we're going to start creating this kind of a loop where the streams are a self-fulfilling prophecy, where I automate the problems I create during the streams. Let's see. And because that's not enough, I thought, I've discovered UV last time, and a friend of mine has told me it's really nice package manager, so I thought maybe let's learn more about that. Let's also look into Rich to develop a terminal-based application with some UI. So yeah, because one thing is not enough. So I'm jumping straight into it. I was in the thinking mode. Before we start, I was like, just to kind of break the ice or give my brain some time to think, I thought, like, as I mentioned last time, I'm using Manus. I don't know how to pronounce this, but I think it's Manus. And I've been quite impressed with this. So this runs agents for a very long time and allows you to do multiple step agents. It creates a virtual machine, is able to download a bunch of stuff, go into the web and do multiple steps and kind of solve more complex problems. And one thing I was quite impressed is that while it's doing it, it's sharing the screen. So here's some use cases. It's sharing the screen, and you can also interrupt and just give hints. So that's interesting. But the reason I'm mentioning is I've got 4 more invites. So if anyone wants to have more credits and an invite, just let me know. Maybe drop some comments or reach out after. I'm happy to send them over. So first come, first served, obviously. And if anyone joins the chat and asks to try anything, I can also just give it a try. Okay, and then the other thing is I discovered this app as I'm researching something for another application I'm developing. I'm quite interested in personal AI and local AI and private AI, etc. And this is pretty cool. So, I mean, the website does not say much, but it's an application I can show without disclosing too much. It's an application you run on your phone. The memory stays on your phone, but the main thing is, I'm not sure if you can see. Wait, I'll go full screen. There you go. So you can, as you're talking to it, it can generate a memory, and here it is. This is all the knowledge that it knows about me, and I'm at the center, so all is good. Okay, so it's pretty cool, and the reason why that's cool is because what it proved to me, at least, is that adding all this context to a chatbot, even though the chatbot itself is not necessarily better, I think it feels like it's using Anthropic, but it's not much better than what you could find elsewhere. The memory itself improves so much the applications. Every morning it reaches out proactively, kind of discusses with me what I have to do. It remembers things. It kind of gives hints when I'm potentially forgetting something. It researches things for me. Again, it's not very deep, but being personal, I feel like makes a difference. And again, like the information I give to the bot also stays there, so it feels a bit more better use of my time, if that makes sense. So let's kick this out. I'll keep this around, and maybe one more bit of news is that Lovable, which was the first live I've done, they've introduced a bunch of new features. So they've announced Lovable 2. You cannot see, but yeah. And so it's now smarter. But I think what's interesting is it supports multiplayer. So what that means is like you can have different people at the same time all editing the codes, and I haven't tried this. Maybe we'll leave it for the next stream. But it seems like, I'm not sure if everyone can edit or provide feedback. It seems like everyone can at least click on things and try things out. So there's that. There's chat mode. I'm not entirely sure what is chat mode. Doesn't make edits. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can just chat and discuss. Fine. So that's similar to what I'm used to in Cursor. And oh, chat mode is agentic. So you can do multiple steps, search for files, etc. So it just doesn't change code, but you can chat with it. So there's the security scan. Cool. It's good to see some investment here. I would like to see more details as well. Dev mode. Edit code on your directly in Lovable. Okay. We first introduced dev mode a couple of weeks ago. So I may have just missed it on the first stream, but I want to know more. I feel like this is, sorry, this is probably a competitor to Replit for anyone who's used it. Okay, visual edits. This is another one. I think this is going to be very, very cool. So it's now getting into the Figma / Cursor mix-up. So this could probably convert me into at least doing some basic applications. And to me, at least, this is the biggest, the game changer, because now if you can do some landing pages, you can now put your domain, because before I think that was what was stopping me from doing it. I mean, you could work around it, but it complicates things. So that's cool. And they've simplified the pricing. I have no idea if simplified means more expensive, less expensive, the same, but simpler, but it's simpler. So at least that. Yeah, so cool. I will probably look into that in more detail next time. Okay, so today, let's see. I thought, so we've got UV here, which is a package manager for Python, and seems to be pretty fast, and also kind of includes lots of different tools, which is what last time we kind of got me stuck a little bit. I think I should have it installed already. I keep resetting my machine and installing new things just to keep things easy. Yeah, so we'll give it a try. But UV self-update. Yeah, we'll go through this in a minute. So hopefully will be interesting for others. And then there's Rich, which gives you rich terminal applications or UIs. So I'm quite excited about this one. I kind of feel like always having to, I've been defaulting to creating web applications whenever I need a UI for something, but I remember growing up that was not at all what I would default to, and I kind of want to go back into a simpler, but also, I mean, I quite like terminal applications. So I feel like this is, who knows, maybe it's like the new thing. Maybe web applications could be like this. No, I'm joking. Okay, so we'll go into that. So first thing is I need to decide what to do. I thought last time we didn't get as far as I wanted. So one of the things I wanted to do is to implement that feature from Gemini, where you can pass a YouTube link and you can look through the transcript and answer questions. So I was thinking maybe we can do something along those lines, where we can pass a link to a YouTube video and maybe do some suggestions. So what I had in mind was this Clipify thing, where you give it a YouTube video. I mean, ideally it would be local, but for now, like, let's just say a URL, and then using the transcript, it suggests clips for shorts. For now, it would be just using the transcript. Google has been introducing some models that allow you to also process the video, etc. And I should probably use Google, but I must admit, I haven't used their API too much, so I don't want to do that now. Okay, and also let's see how long I can get this going, because I have more people in the house today, so I get interrupted. Okay, so there's that one I'm quite interested in, because this is something that is not necessarily automating something I do that I don't like doing, but it's actually would be doing something that I want to do, but I don't have time to. So that's good. at least giving suggestions. Auto chapters, this one I actually, after each stream, I spend some time just going through it and creating the chapters myself. I don't like the ones that Google creates automatically. So one downside of this is that if Google, so maybe we're going to cancel this one, but if Google can't do a good job automatically with all their tools, I'm not sure if I can do much better. Maybe I should trust myself a bit more, but it's or Anthropic. But yeah, maybe I'm going to cancel that one. And then topic finder, based on previous ones. So the idea here is, knowing the videos I've done already, come up with new topics. But this thing is maybe something I like doing. So again, not going to go there. Let's cancel. Description updated. This could be interesting. So given the previous description and the new topic, just comes up with the title and description updater. And then the find ideas on Reddit. I think this I'm probably going to leave to later, to an entire new live stream, maybe next week. The idea on this one is so I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube where people find their ideas for the new products on Reddit and they test it there, etc. And obviously there's some limitations there, and I want to do it ethically. But there's people, there are a bunch of people on Reddit that post about problems they have. If there's something we can solve, then maybe we could do some lives trying to solve problems we find on Reddit. And I was even thinking that it would be interesting to do a series where I just literally do that, like pick a problem, solve it, send it over the solution. And that's it. Even if it is a single person with a problem, it doesn't matter. So yeah. So if you have problems, please just send over. Okay, and rate thumbnails. This is something I already do. Every time I update a thumbnail, I just ask ChatGPT usually what it thinks. And if you hear some noise, my daughter is next room playing games. So, so anyway, so I ask ChatGPT usually to rate my thumbnails. So I thought maybe I could automate that. It's not saving a lot of time, but yeah. And then rate content. So this is similar to the Clipify, but the idea here is to also rate the quality of the transcript. Or maybe if I'm working on an idea for a script, it would be interesting to get it rated. And although that kind of feel like the chatbot is the better application there. So this would probably be more of a rate my live. That came out wrong somehow. It doesn't sound well in my head, but yeah. Grade my skills. Yeah. So it's basically the idea is, given my previous lives, it just gives hints as to what I could do better for the next one. Actually, this is something. I feel like today I'm a bit tired, so I'm all over the place. But this is something I've been thinking about. So I'm looking at my notes, but kind of feel like I need to start developing more of a video framework or content framework. Kind of something. If I don't like formulaic videos, but having a formula that I can stick to when I don't know quite what to do, and have some good default that I can test and evolve and then continue changing would be good. So maybe this would be a way, given that formula, to help me like a grade if I'm doing what I promised myself I would do. So, but I don't think it's as interesting for today. So let's take it out. So, who knows? Maybe we end up today by just installing UV and rich, and that's it. So probably not going to get much further than that. All this to say that after listing some ideas, I think this is the best one. So, as you probably noticed, since it was the first one I mentioned. And then this would be interesting, but again, it's not something that takes too long. And this will be for later. So this one, yeah. Actually, one thought about this. I already used ChatGPT to rate my thumbnails. I mean, they're pretty similar to each other, so there isn't much going on there. But But one thing this shows me though, it's not very consistent sometimes because I don't want to be always putting the same prompt. So I test different prompts, but it has highlighted how even simple tools, that the only thing they do is to have the prompt library, just the pre-made prompts for specific use cases. Just that already adds value, in my opinion. Basically, find a prompt or a space of what these AIs can do that works for this problem, test it, etc. And then basically just run it consistently and have a consistent output. Just that I think is very, very useful. Okay, so we're going to get here, but we need to figure out what we're doing there. Okay, let's do it. So first thing, oh, I thought I could, yeah, it doesn't matter. So the first thing we want to do is to set up the application. This is going to be in the terminal. We're going to be using cursor for everything, and I'm going to try, as before, and use, actually pretty much just use AI from start to finish and not touch code, unless it's like something like really, really just a quick thing to change. Yeah, let's see how that goes. And I should also make it clear, the goal is not to make it work today, is to see how far we can get with that approach. And hopefully it works. Okay, so set up, and I may actually try a couple of things. So we're going to set up the initial application. This is going to be simple, just a script with rich, etc. And then I'm going to try one time to do like full on, just from start to finish, and see how far it gets. And which didn't work last time. And then I'm going to, if that doesn't work, I'm going to go back to the beginning, just the skeleton of the app. And then I'm going to take step by step. So, oh, I wish I had had coffee before this. Okay. Also, if everything fails, I got this thing here. It's solving a specific problem, but this is a foldable keyboard, so we could just spend time opening this up. If anyone's on the chat and wants to see what the foldable keyboard looks like and how it works with the trackpad, let me know. Yeah, so I'm going to be taking this with me all the time. I like having the same keyboard everywhere, and I want something that allows me to switch between the phone, my work computer, and this computer anytime. So I don't expect the quality of the typing to be great. But at the moment I'm using the Apple one, so it's probably not going to be much worse. And again, I've mentioned this before, but my favorite is still HHKB 2. Okay, anyway, so if anyone wants to see a foldable keyboard, let me know. Okay, so we're going to set up the application. Go from, actually, let's use this. Go from 0 to 100 in one go. And, oh, actually, just realized it's using the wrong microphone. Why is this not plugged? So I'm just changing my settings. Input. There you go. Okay. So what are we doing next? So if that doesn't work, so if it works, done. We're done for the day. If it doesn't work, then we take it in steps, and steps will figure out what that is. Or, yeah. Or take it in steps. Okay. Okay. So I've also switched to Brave. I was using Vivaldi before, but I quite like Brave, so I'm going to be trying it out for a little bit. Okay, let's get started. So before we start, we need to know what application we're making. I've also got here a private window to YouTube, so we can pick some, we get some trending video, and then we'll try and create shorts from it. I mean, we won't create the actual short, we will just get it transcript clips. Okay, so, and I've got cursor. Hey cursor, where are you? We've got cursor with the API key there, which this time I'm going to try and not leak. Let me just open up this a little bit. Okay, actually, let's just get started. Cursor now has the web version, so let's see if I can create the application and the setup using UV immediately. So create a new Python application that's going to be a simple terminal application using Typer to set up the arguments, UV as a package manager and virtual environment setup, and Rich to develop a terminal UI. And I want you to set up the virtual environment as well and run the commands needed. Was this clear? I don't know. I feel like we probably shouldn't be auto-selecting. We don't need max. Yeah. I like their auto because it's fast, but I don't trust it. So yeah, there you go. Okay. I hope it has noticed my environment there. There we go. UV. Boom. We got one. Is this active? Oh. Okay. So Typer enrich. Okay, we've got the requirements. Awesome. We've got the environment. Okay. We have a README. We have an app. Okay, there's a lot going on. Okay. So it's not executable. Yeah, let's give it a try. Boom, there you go. Woohoo! We've got a greeting. Wow, look at that. Okay, we've got our first setup. Setup Git as well. Not Git, Git. I told you I was going to do almost everything with UI. This is something I could just run myself, but I don't want to. Okay. We got it. Boom. Okay. Done. Clean. Hopefully it's easy to read. I don't actually, is this good font size if anyone's watching? Okay, I'm going to assume it is. So otherwise just mention it in the chat. But yeah, I'm going to assume it is. But right now, okay, we've set it up. It's actually the first time I've created from scratch, like an application in Cursor. Usually I start with something already. Or I do it myself. That part I never really trusted Cursor to start from scratch, which has proven to be a mistake, to be honest. I think this is pretty cool. Since we're still setting up, let's install OpenAI as well. Oh, yeah. And do we want to do some? Oh, and add one new command to just send some prompt to OpenAI. Use the custom API key in the .env file. Okay. Oh, it's not. What? Ah, blocked by. Okay, cool. We cannot mention .env. Okay, actually, by loading the environment. Okay. In the script. Okay. So do not disclose the key and print it out. Or which last time did happen. And I've removed it. So you can go watch the video, please. But I've removed. Also, since as we wait, please, any like or subscribe would be very helpful. Even if you're here just for a few seconds, that would help. Maybe next time if today is not your cup of tea, maybe next time will be. You can also mention in the comments or leave some comment in one of the posts or the video, whatever. Just mention any topics you'd like me to cover. So let's see. Boom. Let's continue. OpenAI. Okay. It's try to create the file. This is interesting. I actually don't know this, but Cursor can block files, and it doesn't seem to be able to see them. So it tried to create, but yeah. And also, what was that thing? Did you see there was some little UI going on there with a plus? Let's see what that is. Oh, can do it now. Okay. Dot load env. Does this default to .env? I'm going to take this out. Okay, we'll get there in a minute. Okay. Okay. So the prompt should be defined. Oh, actually, the API key should be defined in the. Sorry. Actually, this thing. Okay. No, stop it. It's already loaded when we load .env. So it should be there. Don't touch it. Don't touch. The file already includes the API key. You just cannot see it, but it's there. Okay, I'm not sure if you saw the thinking there. That was interesting. Also, I'm going to see if my comments are working, so I'm going to paste something. Hey. Okay. Considering there's a delay on the video, you may actually have seen the comment before I mentioned I was going to comment. So, okay, cool. So again, even if you just joined or if you joined recently, a like or subscribe would help. Or you can also suggest any topics for next time. So we've got the app set up, the very beginning, the skeleton. We've got something that should work. It's now getting confused. It's not running properly. Run as a command. But should be, I'm not sure if it was, I need to check if it is using the API key. It is. Ah, what? That's weird. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, if not, yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Okay, I did touch code a little bit, sorry. um, okay, let's do it. Do you work? Ah. How do I see what happened? Ah, there you go. You exceeded. Oh. Okay. I'm off screen now a little bit. I mean, maybe I can show this. Okay, so it's in the streams, dashboards. We've got there usage. Please tell me I've not been. I mean, I did leak the key before, but no, I just don't have money. View legacy dashboard. How do you pay? Okay. Billing. Credit balance. Okay, there you go. Add credit balance. Let's keep it short. Okay, so it's officially already a negative profit YouTube channel. So that's why I need your subscribes and likes, by the way. So please keep them coming. And so did this work? Yay, we've got money. Okay, cool. So let's continue. Try again. I just added more credits. And again, just to summarize, I am trying to go AI only. I've touched code there a little bit. I couldn't stop myself, but AI only, 0 to 100 soon. I just set up the app and now I'm testing that it does something. So then we'll commit and we're going to try and build something that, given a YouTube URL, it will try and find out the transcript. If we cannot that way, we'll figure out something else. And then it will suggest timestamps for shorts that would be interesting based on the transcript. So this could help make my life shorter. Oh, sorry, my lives shorter, not not my life. Okay, cool. We're also using Bridge for a better UI in the terminal. And I just realized the terminal here is wider than the window. Okay. Yeah, seems to be working. So we've got the setup. This is just a basic setup to get all the different requirements we need. And now we're going to try and build something. Also, commit. We're going to do everything with AI. I should be using Lovable. That's why we don't even need to see the code. Do we need to see the code? Yeah, why not? Okay, one thing I quite like as well in Cursor is we can have, where is it, Notepads, Notepad, create Notepad. So we can have notepads and we can use, so what I've been figuring out is that I'm now using notepads as a way to define a feature I'm working on. So there's the entire application, then there's the feature, and I can keep there the investigation of what's happening and some instructions. That's useful for a few reasons. I'll show you in a second. Let me just run this. Okay. And okay. So I keep Notepads as the feature description and the investigation, kind of running memory, how to test things, maybe some IDs for things or some hints as to how to run the specific test I want. So that crosses the entire feature. Then the chat is just that unit of each mini change that I'm doing, although I'm keeping a lot in the same chat. You can also mention previous chats. And then the cool thing is you can mention here notepads or previous chats. So allows me to kind of keep the running memory for a feature. And then sometimes I also ask to write markdown files. Oh, hi. So there's a delay on the video. So yeah, it's hard to keep a real-time conversation, but hello. So I didn't mean to just be silent and ignore for 60 seconds or so. Cool. Welcome. I hope you enjoy the live. So I'm not sure if you just arrived or not, so I'll summarize. I'm going to try and build something using AI only in Cursor to go from a link, if I don't get interrupted before, but to go from a link to a YouTube video and then get the transcript and suggest shorts or some way to clip it. And the goal is to then be able to help my own workflow. Okay, so you've got it. So we've got, yeah, actually forget this for now. Notepads. It's also pretty hot today. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's cool. So welcome. You're probably like the second person to comment on my live. So cool, thanks. Also, I'm curious how you found it or what grabbed your eye. So if you can leave a comment somewhere or reach out any other time, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Also, if everything starts going badly, I mentioned before, but I have a foldable keyboard that I can just spend time opening if this is not working. There's like a trackpad, etc. There's a reason to buy this. More on that another time. But yeah, welcome. Thanks. Yeah, that is pretty cool. So you made my day already. So okay. So we've got the setup done. We've got an app with typer. And we've got, yeah, you can see the code. I'm going full AI only. We've got an app for the terminal with typer, rich, to just get some richer terminal UI. And you can see that how it can look here. So, not this. And we're using UV as well. Yeah, so we're using this. Oh, cool. So we're not going to go into necessarily deep learning today, but yeah, maybe that's something I should be covering more. Maybe I'll leave you with one thing. Where did I leave that? Give me a second. So if I go to streaming, I had something last time. This. So if you're developing applications today, this is a cool place to start. Which code editor? Oh, okay, if you're new, I mean, I can't stop recommending Cursor. I've tried Windsurf last time. I still prefer Cursor. If you're just getting started, well, depends what you want to do. Do you have an some type of application in mind? But if it is a web application, I would actually try Lovable. So let's see, Lovable, to just get, to get quick wins, and you can always download the code at the end. So, and they've just announced lots of new features, so I don't even know everything. You might find it surprisingly good. So this is good to get started. Gives you a good template. So the way I see it is like it's a good way to generate templates and iterate a little bit on that. And then I still probably would go with Cursor, if I'm honest. And let's go back to where was I here. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, please let me know what. Happy to reach out later as well, and let me know what you're trying to do, what kind of application you're trying to do, or what you're trying to learn. I'll try to point you out to good resources. I think these days agents is like the popular thing, but I wouldn't necessarily start there. If you're new to programming, maybe start something simpler like what we're doing today. So it's kind of taking it step by step. So you might enjoy today, hopefully. So, so we're taking it step by step using AI. I'm in Cursor, which looks like this. And this is a single Python file. We can already run a few commands. Don't bother if you do not understand half of what's on screen, that's fine. But the main thing is we can already ask AI a question. We can send a prompt, which we've done here to generate a poem. Okay. And I'm kind of jealous. I think learning to code in today's world is going to be interesting. I am not of the opinion that AI is making us dumber when it comes to code. I actually think it improves the feedback loop. Feel free to code a little bit, get AI to review what you're doing and give you hints, ask questions. I mean, it will just speed up your learning process, I think. And Cursor is good for that. So feel free to keep adding questions. I'll try and answer. My goal today, I mean, if I don't finish what I was planning to, it also doesn't matter. So if I can help someone, that would be better. Okay, so we've set up the application. And so now what I would like to do is, since it's set up, we stop this here, we move to a new chat, and that gives me the chance to mention that in Cursor, you have the asking questions and the agent. So the agent is when you're coding, etc. But you can also use the ask questions to ask something about your code. So if you've done something, you can do that there to ask about overall code, or you can just select something here after chat and ask about a specific thing there. Or you can also just edit in place or ask something in place. Oh, if it is similar to Replit. No, but yes, in some aspects. I mean, both are editors. Replit, I think, is taking more of a end-to-end. You go on the web, you edit on the web, you also deploy your applications there. You have AI there as well. So the AI part is similar. I haven't used Replit in a while now. Cursor does not support multiplayer. Lovable does. So I would say Lovable right now, to me, feels better than Replit. The reason is it's simpler. It doesn't give you as much control over what you're doing, but that's a win because you can go very quickly from nothing to an application deployed with your own domain. Even faster than Replit, and I know Replit is already pretty fast. Cursor is more low level. I mean, it doesn't do all the steps. You cannot deploy directly to Cursor, for example. So that's one difference. But when it comes to the editing, I think I prefer that level of control. And then there's other things that simplify the deployment. But I would say if you're getting started this way, I mentioned, I think Lovable is probably the best. Oh, cool. Yeah. So hi. So yeah, we have another Lovable lover. Yeah, I agree. I subscribe. I quite like Lovable. Again, for what I do, Cursor is probably my best option. Lovable is maybe where I would start, like a quick project. And the cool thing, which I find it harder with Replit, is that you can go to Lovable, generate your application. Once you're tired of that and you want more control, you can download all the code. At least you used to be able to, and then continue in Cursor. Yeah. And also, by the way, if you're looking into other things, this is a railway app. I'm going to info dump here and you're going to get overwhelmed, sorry. But it gives you at least some names. You don't need to know all of this, but this helps massively. So Lovable, very simple end-to-end, but gives you very little control. If you then want to go the other route, you can even download it from Lovable. Then you can use Railway as the place to deploy. And the cool thing about this is that it allows you to do a few clicks and you get a full backend. You can evolve that backend over time. So you can have a simple Python application, you can add a database, as you can see here in the video. And you can continue adding more and more to that project, and makes it really easy to set it up. So there's no like lots of config files, etc. And I wonder if there's a way, maybe that's a good idea for a product, like something that goes from Lovable to Railway and allows you to scale. Lovable already supports Supabase, so there's already some database there, but yeah. GitHub link to, is it to this one, sorry, again, there's some delay, so apologies if I'm only getting the message now, or I will be putting everything in the description. So I'll try and put as many links in the description and in the comments as well, if hopefully that helps. So everything I mentioned here, Lovable, Railway, this GitHub page, and all the other things will be in the description or are already in the description. Hopefully that helps. Okay, I'm going to resume, but feel free to ask questions. Okay, so we've got that, and I said I'm going to try and go end-to-end. So first, I'm going to follow my own suggestion, create a notepad. Let's define what we're trying to do. So create shorts from YouTube. Actually, no, sorry, suggest shorts for YouTube videos. Okay, so what are we doing? This is one thing I struggle during lives because my brain stops a little bit, especially if I'm tired. But with AI, I guess being very clear on what you want to do is probably the main skill to have, and then coding. You need coding, like understanding code is good, but being very clear, which is, I mean, it has always been good, but now it's more valuable than ever. So I struggle with it in real time sometimes. So okay, so what are we doing? I'm building an application that can take a YouTube video URL and can find the transcripts with timestamps, and from the transcript will suggest cuts or for shorts that would be interesting clips. The YouTube URL will usually point to a live, and the idea is to get clips for special moments of that live that can be shared as a short. So this is it for now. Actually, you know, no, let's go full AI. Improve the description for this feature. Make it very clear so I can reuse it and generate applications using this description. Okay, and then we put the description. Boom. Okay. Oh, maybe it's clipped. There you go. So does it? Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let's just trust it. Don't do what I'm doing. I mean, read more. I just don't think it's very fun for you to watch me read my own text. Okay. So now what we can do is we can mention the notepad here. Oh, actually, let's just put it in the global thing. We can also have cursor also supports rules, which I haven't set up any yet, but on this machine. But that's kind of things that across the project are important, like how to run the project, maybe like specific libraries to always try and use if cursor keeps going elsewhere. Okay, so rules, project-wide, notepads, feature, and then chat, just one change. That's how I see it. Okay. So what are we going to do next? So I keep getting distracted to check if there's any messages. This is something I still need practice to do everything at the same time. I really respect other creators. I mean, it's a lot harder than I expected from this side to pay attention to everything at the same time while still creating something. So I'm not trying to praise myself. I'm just saying it's harder than I expected. So I respect other creators who just do it very naturally. If anyone around has tips, please just send them over. Okay, let's continue. So we're going to create this. Can you change the main application to take the URL to the YouTube video as an argument, and then find the transcripts and suggest cuts for the transcript, but search online first how you can find the transcripts on YouTube. And no, actually, that's it. Yeah. Boom. Okay. My brain is definitely slowing down. I should have had that coffee before. Anyway, if while we wait, oh, it's waiting on me. Okay. Yeah, while I wait for the results, if you could, we already on -10 on my YouTube channel. I already had to pay OpenAI to be able to do this. So I know it's not much, but your subscriptions or likes would be quite helpful to kind of grow this and maybe one day get at least $10 back. That's my goal. Yeah, if I get to $10, I'll be celebrating. I mean, I can't monetize it, but yeah. Okay, so it's searching a bunch of stuff. This is cool. So what I'm doing now is trying to get to a point where I can download the transcripts and parse it. I just wanted to find out how. And I'm going to let the AI go. And for now, I'm going to try and go 0 to 100 with AI, and then we'll figure out if we have time to go step by step if it fails or we don't. And again, foldable keyboard. If people find this boring, you can just mention I'll jump into opening a foldable keyboard. I hope the microphone is this one. Otherwise, you can't hear anytime I move away. And this will be helpful because it's something I want to do, be able to create clips, but I don't have the time at the moment. So yeah. Okay. So we've got it. Also, another reminder, if you just came in, if there's anyone, we're using UV, although I ended up not exploring it much. Maybe we'll read that in a minute. And we're using Rich for a terminal UI. I want to get to a point where I've got like my little terminal application and it has like all the different tools that I need. I navigate there, I click buttons and kind of go like 90s hacker. Actually, speaking of 90s hacker, I bought these things that now look very 90s as well. Not sure if you can see. So I'm going 90s style. That's it. Okay. And if anyone wants an invite to Manus as well, this, I'll let you explore what it is. Pretty awesome. I've got 4 invites, so first come, first served. I think you can access, I mean, you could just request access, but you get a bunch of credits if you accept the invite. So yeah. So if you do want to try it, maybe reach out for the invite to get extra credits before you create the account. They're not sponsoring, by the way. It's no one's sponsoring at the moment, but it's I really generally I like it, and it has solved problems already for me, like things I wouldn't be able to do it myself. Okay, sorry, going back, cursor. Okay, so we've got that, and then I mentioned that I have a private window, and we're going to select some trending video and see where that goes. I tested every oh great. I mean, no judgment, but the trending videos are not my style, so okay, well, let's go with this. How long is this? Oh, this is just a minute. We need something longer. 45 minutes. Okay, let's go gaming. This one. This isn't good. So that must be good. There you go. Okay. Cursor. Run for this video. Oh, why is it? Yes. We need to unlink. Actually, let's go. I mean, I could be using auto to be faster now. Yeah, let's cancel this. For these kinds of simple things, this will be faster. Cool. Okay. I mean, even for this is my issue. Okay. Let's go back. Why is it? Make sure. Yeah. Okay. Everything should be set up. Can you test it or do any changes you need to be able to run the application? Also, one thing I noticed, and we were talking about rules. Here's one place where I would use cursor rules. So it keeps going for this model every time I ask it to use OpenAI, which is interesting. I don't know if cursor can ask questions, but anyway, I would create a rule, for example, to either ask me which model to use or just kind of hint at what model I usually prefer, kind of create like a list of models. Like for simple things, use this, for more complicated things, use that, etc. So I would do that. So that's a good use of rules, per project rules. Oh, let me see. Okay, yeah, okay, so you're trying to understand what rich is. Yeah, I'll put in the, so it's already in the description actually. And yeah, in terms of remembering, well, right now I was a bit biased, but you can return to the video whenever, and the video will be continuing. I'll leave it on even after the live, so you can bookmark it. And then on the description, I'll just put a few links, and I'll leave some in the comments as well. And feel free also to comment on the video later again and with more questions, and I'll try to answer. We can also connect in some other way. I do have a Discord server, but it was used for something else, so I haven't been sharing it, but I can try and put a link somewhere. So yeah, rich is good for if you want terminal applications, but make them a bit nicer. I would recommend kind of trying, if you go in cursor first, go with terminal. Don't try and build like an entire web application from scratch. If you're new, if you go with Lovable, you're kind of stuck to the web application, but it does simplify that so much. It's fine. Okay, let's go. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, let me know. I mean, if you want me to paste a link. Let me see. I actually don't know what happens if I paste there. Let's go. So here's rich, and here's UV. With UV is a package manager. I think for now it probably don't care too much, but it does simplify a few things if you go into Python, like setting up environments, etc. So that's one. And then there you go. Okay. So it's trying to figure out how to get information. Oh. It's trying to figure out how to get information or the transcript out of YouTube. Sorry, I just pressed the wrong button here. Okay. I think, yeah, we're going to run into issues with this approach, so I might need to take over a little bit. Either way, like, a subscribe would be pretty cool, by the way. And I really appreciate it. I already made my day. I mean, 2 people commenting on the same video, that's pretty cool. That's new for me. So last time I also had the first person commenting, so a friend of mine. Yeah, it's already making me happy. I'm going to be running out of time soon. I will continue. So I usually try and do every Thursday, an hour or so, just doing some random thing, or exploring like a specific editor or some news, etc. But I also want to start building more tooling. So I think next time I may just resume this, but take it maybe more how I would do it to actually achieve results. Okay, so it's kind of getting stuck on how to get the transcripts. My suspicion is you cannot get transcripts directly from YouTube, other than either using the YouTube downloads package or something like that. They can scrape the web page and go to the transcript section of YouTube and get it from there. Maybe I need to suggest that. Okay, can you try YouTube DL? I think it's like this, or YTDL or something. Yeah, YTDL. Or something that can scrape the page and go to the transcript section. Okay, it seems to be picking up, so I'll get it. Okay, it's doing something. So Nebula, I hope you don't mind me calling you Nebula from the nickname, but so as you can see, I mean, there's a lot that cursor can already do. I'm not really touching it too much, but obviously knowing what's happening and being able to review, treating it as a colleague, that is helpful. But you can also, one suggestion I have is like being able to copy code from here, put it in ChatGPT, ask questions. I wish, actually, maybe if anyone, I mean, send it to Cursor. I mean, yeah, send this to Cursor as a suggestion. I really wish I could go here somewhere, maybe you can already, but like somewhere without changing the chat, just ask questions about what it just generated. I don't want to continue the chat because that takes it in a certain direction that biases the results. I just want to be able to say, why did you do it this way here, or etc. And chat about the changes as a kind of a thread outside of here. Not sure if that makes sense. Okay, so let's go. It has done a lot of stuff. Can you run it? Oh, no, not ask. Was I in ask mode? Oh, that's why. I've changed to ask, right? To ask to show it, and then I forgot to switch. Did I? Maybe not. Okay, actually, okay. Can you make sure the code is up to date and then run it for that video? Maybe that was it. Okay. I mean, while we wait, this is totally random, but I guess yeah, that's one thing I like doing. I've read 2 pages of this book, which looks incredible, but the problem is I wish I could read more of this book, but can you see? This is like as wide as my hand. It's what? Over 700 pages. I wish I could read these things. But if anyone has read and is on the stream by chance, you know, like the 0.001% chance that is the case, do you recommend investing the time? Okay, so and now it's cool because it's picking up the problem, hopefully. Come on. Okay. Oh yeah. Use UV. Okay, here's another one for the Yeah, let's do it. Rules. Okay. So add new project rule. Running. Not sure. I'm not sure if the name matters. So manual, no, auto attached. Always. And no, auto attached. Yeah, okay. And no, actually always, because we're only doing Python here. But when you do auto attached, you can give it a pattern on which files to attach to. Okay. Use UV to manage the packages, the environment, and running the project. Okay, which I want. Okay. So we've got the rule. Did it save? Yes. Okay. Run. And now hopefully, I mean, it should be auto attaching, but I guess I need to create a new chat. So I wonder if we already installed it the wrong way earlier. Let's try. Okay, there's no command. What is it doing? Well, as I expected, I did mention in the beginning, so I was going to try and go 0 to 100 using AI. I did have a weak moment there and touch the code, but then if that didn't work, I would need to restart and go step by step, which I believe I will have to do it next time. Let's do 5 more minutes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, look, something's happening. What? Nah. Maybe it does work. Here I was bad-mouthing Anthropic. Wait, we need to make this bigger. What is happening? I have no idea what's going on because I didn't read the code. So we've got Ask AI, which this is like the demo thingy we done at the start. We added this one. We're going to ask it to clean up the code, and then we'll push this to GitHub. Boom. Well, I still need to create a project, but oh, look at that. Jack. I mean, I also don't know the original video, so I don't want to be playing other people's videos too much. One thing we can do though, look at this. We can go Gemini, not VO, go Flash. And now what we're going to do, let's get the prompt. We're going to test with Gemini because Gemini has access to the video. I want to make sure we're not hallucinating. Where's the prompt? Fetching transcript. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Okay, there you go. Oh, this is quite a long prompt. Okay, we'll have to tweak it a little bit, but analyze this video, transcripts, and suggest, let's go like 4. Oh, cool. Yeah. Hi to Nepal. So I wonder what time is it there? So Nepal time zone. Is it like plus? I would say like +7, +5. Okay, +5. Cool. Like welcome. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like you might not want to read this much just on the act of creation. I don't know why I buy these books. I keep buying some of these books. Maybe I'm spoiled. Like I have good access to books, so I end up buying these things and then end up not reading, which is a mistake. But Yeah, book on TensorFlow. One thing I would say though is I would say right now actually that there's so much going on online. So if you have good access to internet, information is so obviously learning the basics. Those shouldn't change. I would even okay. Let me put it this way. If you want to learn the application of some of the AI stuff right now, actually, books may not even be the best place because things are changing fast. But you also want to learn the things that for which you can read the book and in 5-10 years time it still applies. Those I would consider the core concepts. So you want to learn some of those. But if it is just to apply specific things, currently I kind of feel like online is better. And the reason I say this is because I tried to do that before. And you run into lots of issues where now you're trying to run some of the examples in the book and it doesn't apply anymore. Things have moved on. So anything that is about a specific framework, maybe don't go with books. Go maybe online courses if you have access to. I'm sorry, actually don't know if it is easy to access in Nepal. And I wonder, do you? Yeah, I guess you were also mentioning that. Yeah, it's not very effective. I'm not sure if you have access to this. What's the name? The O'Reilly. O'Reilly books online. I don't know if this is worldwide or not. Safari books, I'll paste it here. And the reason for that is because, I mean, it's not cheap though. I would do the trial anyway and then see. They have very good books and you should be able to access them online. So that works around the print. Most of the time I don't buy physical books, but I do have some. I mean, I do buy physical books. Wait, I'm trying to get the... Okay, so I would say that one. And since you're getting started, do this. Fast AI. Actually, I would say just go through this. Go through that. Like, that has both a book, so you can see the book. A book is free online, available. They have courses constantly up to date. It simplifies a lot of stuff. It's in Python, uses PyTorch, not TensorFlow, but I would say that's probably a better investment of time right now. Do that. Like, I cannot stress enough, like, this is great. Even if you end up not applying it later, I mean, this is very applicable. The people behind this are very, very good. But even if you then end up switching to something else, this is a huge, great start. Like, so hopefully that actually, yeah, hopefully that helps. Yeah, I'll try and remember everything to put in. Let me just write it down to put in the description as well. So fast AI. Okay. Yeah, okay. So good internet access, start with fast AI and some online courses. And they have both like courses with video, but also they have these things where you just follow text. And if you follow these things, it will cover the basics. It will also cover a lot of like really good basics. And you end up doing very interesting things. Everything is on YouTube. The book is open. You can buy it in paper if you want, but it's already outdated anyway. I actually ended up at some point making that mistake, which is why I got stuck a little bit. But let's see. Yeah, the book, there you go. So they have this version, but there's some version that is fully online. I hope I'm not lying on that part, but I would recommend that even the courses, they have all these different materials. And I would run through that, and they're always posting more. Like, okay, fast AI book online. There you go. Yeah, so you've got all the chapters, the collabs, everything. I think this one is kept up to date, so I will also paste it here. Yeah. Cool. I really hope that helps. I mean, I actually started... I had multiple starts, let's just say, with ML. This was maybe my favorite, Fast AI, because people are accessible. The online community is really good. the material is very good to understand as well. So you want to learn NLP, CV, and yeah. Again, yeah, I would say start with Fast AI. They cover actually those. So NLP, as you can see, they also go through like Stable Diffusion, both from how to implement it from scratch or like semi-scratch, but also fine-tuning. They actually, that's the cool thing about this, is that they give you also hints as to what to do next, and their community is very active, and there's some online forums. So I would start devouring this, and yeah, and the people behind this, they're very good. One of them, I think, is a professor somewhere in Australia. They've been involved in Silicon Valley as well. And yeah, I mean, Peter Norvig also has something to say about this. Yeah, I would definitely start here. So this is very good start and gives you hints as to what to do next. And then if you really, really want books, O'Reilly might be the way to go in Safari books. But I would probably for now stay away from that. And then obviously, oh yeah, and then there's YouTube. I never know how to pronounce his name. Kerr. Kerr. So his videos as well. I'll paste here. Oh, cool. Yeah, you even see the compare stats. Yeah, this is like some plugin I've got for YouTube. Okay. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, which, I mean, to be honest, like you'll learn the basics on either. I would say PyTorch is more used today. At least I think it has more features. So I'll go with PyTorch, and then from there you can adventure. Also depends on what you're interested in. If you want to go more low level, if you're more interested on the application, on what to do with it, I would say you can't go wrong with either. Sorry. If you're really interested on like contributing to the underlying frameworks, etc., then obviously puts more pressure on choosing one that you can dedicate to. I would probably go more with PyTorch or even something else, like Jax. I mean that's Jax ML. Although this is not just, it's not equivalent to PyTorch. It's more low level, but it's interesting as well. I would say PyTorch. I'd start with PyTorch, Fast AI. Fast AI puts a lot of abstractions already on top, but doesn't remove the control that you can have. You can still kind of plug and play. You can start with their abstractions, and then when you're comfortable, take some bits out and replace with your own. But it helps a lot on data management, preload, pre-trained models, using them, etc., and guides you a lot in the beginning, which is what you want to do, while still allowing you to be creative. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'll still put in the chat. So probably PyTorch with, let's see. Okay. So I think I'm going to have to stop soon. I'll just quickly, I'm really enjoying the chat, by the way. But unfortunately I do need to go. Here is now past dinner time, and I've got hungry children. Okay, clip length, let's say 1 minute, no, 60 seconds, or maybe, yeah, 60 seconds, and 30, okay, this is good. Okay, formatted transcript. So here we put this. We don't need that because it can access. Okay. Cool. Let's see what it does. Okay, so then what I would do next, I would tweak the prompt to be more about like what do I want to get out of it, like because one cool thing actually, yeah, that would be interesting. So one cool thing is that when I'm doing the live, I usually remember more or less like things that were interesting. So I want to have some input into, yeah, please mention this part or also that part, and then let it suggest a few others. Comic book tracks frustration, but for now I'm just testing. So yeah. So now you might be asking, if you're using Gemini to test this, why do you not use Gemini as opposed to create your own thing? And I've briefly asked myself the same, but the conclusion is I want to get to a point where I can then use FFmpeg or some other thing and actually clip the video, and not necessarily coming from YouTube, or maybe it could, but like if I have the recording, I want to download it, clip the video, get it all ready into files, into a folder, and ready to go. So that's it. With, and why not, like with captions, everything. I know there are, by the way, there are other offerings. There are things that do this for me, but they don't allow me to control this, and they are expensive. So I thought, like, why not build it? Chuck introduces, he's coming. I mean, this is good, right? What is it? Like, comic book announcement. And then, let me copy this. So we've got the, oh wow. Okay, forget that. So we got the copybook announcement, the Jack's frustration, and the Jack's Burger rant. No idea if they match, but yeah, anyway. So the only thing I wanted to confirm is that this was actually using the transcript and not some hallucinated thing. It seems to be. So next steps, add buttons. What we ended up not doing is looking through rich and UV documentation and understanding, but I'm not even sure if that would be entertaining. So I'm not even sure if this was entertaining, but at least hopefully I got to help someone, so or at least give my opinion. So Nebula, thanks a lot for coming, by the way. I mean, feel free. I do not mind going off topic, whatever. If I get to help someone, that's cool. I will unfortunately have to go. So what I'm going to do is comment in the video as well after. So the video will stay up. It might take some time. The YouTube will be processing. It might take some time, and then the video will be up. You can leave a comment, and we can chat. Maybe we can find a way to chat in more real time. So it's not, which is powerful for CV or NLP. I would say right now for the libraries like PyTorch. I mean, it's some of these things are also outside of my expertise, but like PyTorch or TensorFlow, they're a framework that is underlying some of these things. So you can use it for both CV, NLP, to build LLMs. Obviously, as you have, if you try to do things at a very large scale, things might change a little bit, but the same framework applies, because that framework is kind of giving you the thing that solves more like the underlying math, if that makes sense, the calculations, the network, the architecture, like being able to code the architecture, doing like the training, etc. So it doesn't actually matter in that case if you're going for CV or NLP. Fast AI also gives you both. And again, I would say I would not stress too much about what choices you're making now, because even if you, let's say you go with PyTorch and you don't like it, or it doesn't give you what you want, it will still give you something, and you will know a lot more about that, and it's not wasted time whatsoever. The concepts are very similar between the two. So if there's then a reason why you don't want PyTorch, you did not lose that much, because if you're just getting started, any will give you so much information that it's a win. So just go with any for now, I would say. But Fast AI, I would 100% recommend, because it has a softer takeoff in a way, and gives you a few quick wins. And you definitely want wins. You don't want to be frustrated from day one. So I don't know in what stage you're in, but maybe we'll connect after. So all right, I will have to go now. So we, to summarize, we built something. This was pretty cool. We built something that works, seems to work. I've tested one video. I mean, that's it. But at least it seems to roughly match the Gemini, which does have access to the video. It also is better UI than just a simple terminal because it has colors, so that's good. And now I'm going to have dinner, and then, sorry, another plug. Foldable keyboard, that's the next thing. Any subscriber or like will be quite welcome. I just spent some money on this stream, so I need a way to recover that. So I need to prove that this can be a positive. Well, actually, I don't care. I'm joking. I like doing the lives. Doesn't matter. But obviously, as I mentioned a while ago, if I ever get to 100 concurrent viewers, I'll spend some money on figuring out how to get enough machines to run the large DeepSeek in locally. So yeah, or some other large model. So that's it. Anyway, I will see you soon. And I could have gone full face. Look, wow, full face. Anyway, I'll see you soon. This is cool. Today I'm going to try and use this to cut my video and see if I can put at least one short. And then let's see how that goes. And Nebula, yeah, it was a pleasure to have you in. I tried to make notes and I opened YouTube. I found this video and please subscribe, keep in the video, and then we'll figure out how to communicate. And I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy to go off topic anyway. So I want to keep the lives. I also do other types of videos. So go through my videos, please. Yeah, and there's a few lives now. I've been doing more lives recently, but I've got other videos on how to run models locally and a few other things. My goal is just to help and see how it goes. And I'm working on some other video and some other application that I'll keep people posted soon. So, and also it's getting sunny outside, so motivation is up. See ya. I need to find the button.